guys, welcome back to Mika Reacts and Reviews, reacting review to things on the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And today we are turning to Bill Maher, and he's doing one of those new rule videos. And this one is New Rule, the lesson of Afghanistan. Real time with Bill Maher. So yeah, we're gonna react and review to this video. It seems pretty apropos because we understand what happened in the last weeks or so. So before we get into this video, if you like these type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal me link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. It helps me. You don't have to. You're gonna just like, comment, subscribe, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, here we go.
And finally, new rule: blind hatred of America is just as blinkered as blind love. And we Americans should really get some perspective about where we live. Watching the shit go down in Afghanistan, I was reminded lately of every conversation I've ever had with an immigrant, almost all of which, if we got to really talking, included the notion, oh, you people have no idea. All you do is bitch about and badmouth your own country, but if you knew about the country I came from, you'd stop shitting on your own.
He is absolutely true. You shouldn't be such a patriot where you never criticize your country, because if you love something, you criticize it because you want it to get better. But this first world problem sort of social culture we live into now, where my generation and younger generation bitch about the smallest, littlest fucking things. It's okay to bitch about things, but the thing is, it's okay to bitch about it when you also know it's first world. When you have some sort of well-rounded perspective of you upset because someone doesn't know the new pronoun of the day is extremely first world, and you thinking someone's a bad person because they don't know the new pronoun of the day, it makes you an extremely entitled Western person. It's just sad. That's why when you see a lot of the immigrants, especially the ones who've been here for a while, a lot of them were anti-Biden and anti-Kamala Harris, and actually the opposite way of pro-Trump, because they don't want to see America become a socialist communist country. The countries they came from, most people who come here don't necessarily want to replicate where they left, because that's why they left. You would be surprised how many immigrants are actually quite conservative and traditional. I'm not surprised because I travel and I actually understand that America, the West, are actually extremely progressive compared to the rest of the world. A lot of people who sit there and go, oh my God, America is the most racist, most transphobic, the most misogynist country, oh my God, in the world. But at the same time, like, support open borders. Like, if we're the worst place on the earth, why would you want other people to come experience the worst place on earth? However, people who think that don't understand how progressive and liberal the West actually is compared to the rest of the world. People kept saying that Trump was embarrassing America when Trump was in office, and now Biden haters say Biden is embarrassing now that he's in office. What's embarrassing is our lunacy. It's how freaking crazy we've become and how entitled and spoiled we've become. That is what embarrasses America. Like, it's insane. All right, let's continue.
Now, right? I have never been a rah-rah America type, and in fact have often made fun of Republicans in the past for being overly sentimental, because they're the ones who tear up at military flyovers and get a boner when the governor of South Dakota rides into a biker rally dressed like a painting of Teddy Roosevelt. John Boehner used to cry, like fucking weep, at the drop of a hat if anything reminded him of what a star-spangled miracle this country is. If there was a little flag in his club sandwich, he'd lose it.
I mean, I'm definitely not the most patriotic person, and I do cringe a little bit when people are like hyper patriarchal of patriarchal, that's the wrong word. Hyper patriots of America. At the same time, I'm not gonna lie, like, I've definitely choked up at hearing the Star Spangled Banner or at a football game and they sing the national anthem. Like, I've definitely teared up a bit because it does give you a sense of like, yeah, like, we live in a pretty good place, and America is a miracle. Like, we're one of the first countries that has civil rights laws. We're one of the first countries that had equal rights for men and women. We're one of the first countries that has, when we had such a cultural norm of slavery to abolish it. In a way, we are America. We are extremely diverse, and we tend to be able to, for the most part, get along. So in a way, it's America. If you go to a lot of other countries can be diverse, but a lot of them are quite like what kind of word am I trying to use? Like the same. Like everyone kind of looks the same. Everyone has very similar beliefs, similar religions, and stuff like that. America's extremely diverse, and plus also the West is extremely diverse compared to the rest of the world. But again, if you just sit in a little bubble thinking it's the worst country in the world, or worst country ever, then you don't realize that. You don't realize how extremely privileged you are. And it's really annoying when people bitch about Americans' privilege, but live in it, take full advantage of it, never leave it. That's kind of annoying. It's the same people that bitch about capitalism, but completely, fully participate in capitalism. It's like you just want to get like woke points for just bitching about it, I guess, online. Even though I left the States 7 years ago and I really don't have any plans on returning permanently, I am aware of how extremely privileged I am to have been born and raised in the United States and have an American passport. Okay, I know a lot of women of color will hear this and be like, what do you mean? Travel. Like, educate yourself about the rest of the world and you will see what it means, especially a woman being born here. The opportunities and the privileges I had as a woman being in the West compared to other countries, come on. Why do you think people literally were lifting up their infant babies in the Afghan airport? Why do you think people risk their lives and their children's lives to get over here? Some of it is a little bit of romanticizing the US, but a lot of it is because they have more opportunities over here. The fact that I was born and raised in America gave me the privilege to be able to travel as long as I travel because I can make American dollars, and quite frankly, having an American passport is a privilege. It's a privileged passport. We can go a lot of places. It's just sad and quite frankly embarrassing when you just see this the voluntary drive and will to be so blindly hateful to our country that gave you so much. You know what I mean? Just because it's not perfect, just because there's still issues, and just because there's things we can't fix doesn't mean it's not an amazing place to have been born in, and to have some sort of opportunities to be able to create the life that you want. All right, let's continue.
It's just in the conservative DNA to have this dewy-eyed, sloppy, drunk love for their country that often renders them incapable of acknowledging its problems. That's how we got the 2013 Supreme Court ruling gutting the Voting Rights Act. Not because John Roberts is a monster, but because people like him tend to over-romanticize America. He thought the South was ready for the honor system. They weren't. But
I like how he acknowledged that he's not a monster, because a lot of people will just put him under the category of a monster simply because he's a Republican and a conservative, which is really not a way to unify the country, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with the right cause. The left libtards are sheep. Not very unifying. But yeah, I agree with him. I don't think you should be so blindly in love with something, anybody, anything, to not be able to see the flaws and correct it, because again, if you love something, you want to do better. So yeah, I agree. All right, let's continue.
But liberals, as usual in this era, have now gone too far in the other direction. They under-romanticize America. They have no perspective. Last week, the Taliban murdered a comedian. His name was Nizar Muhammad, and he made up funny songs on TikTok. They forced him into a car, tortured, and then executed him. A comedian. A thing like that hits a little close to home for me. I've had 2 presidents up my ass. This one warned me to stop speaking my mind.
They need to watch what they say, watch what they do, and this is not a time for remarks like that. There never is.
And this one sued me over a joke.
It's funny how the audience responded way more to the Trump thing than anything else he had to say, especially when it came to liberal ideology. What kind of sadly makes me think that nothing is actually registering within them about what he's saying. That was the one thing they were like, yeah, Trump, ha ha ha, yay, we hate Trump, yay, common interests, yay. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just annoying. And no, Trump shouldn't be like spending his time making fun of comedians. He could be doing other things, but still, you know, let's go.
and as president, called me every name in the book for the crime of predicting he'd do exactly what he did.
This crazy Bill Maher, this idiot comedian, these people are sick. He's a crazy lunatic. He's a whack job. He is a total nut job.
Again, for Trump supporters and Trump lovers, those things were great comic reliefs. For others, it was unnecessary, and it really didn't do Trump any good at the end of the day. It gave people who already hated him way more ammunition than they should have had. So, did he really need to waste his time doing stuff like that? No. But, you know, it's kind of funny. All right, let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, neither experience was pleasant. But I didn't have to worry about being dragged till I'm dead behind a Toyota Tacoma. Have a little perspective about the stuff we howl about here. I'm sorry your professor said something you didn't like. That won't be a problem with the Taliban because you're not allowed to go to school. In Saudi Arabia, grown women can be jailed for doing the kind of things we think of as routine without the permission of a male guardian. China rounds you up if you're the wrong religion and puts you in camps. More children in Burkina Faso work than are in school. Only 5% of Burundians have electricity. The homicide rate in Honduras is 8 times what it is here. The inflation rate in Venezuela is 2,719%. The Philippines, in the last 5 years, has put to death 27,000 low-level drug dealers. My old job. In North Korea, people starve to death. The only people who starve here are doing it for a role. And the only people who have no water live in California.
I mean, we had water. You can drink it. You just couldn't water your lawn. So everybody just had like dry ass grass. And honestly, that's how I feel about this video. Again, a lot of people don't always agree with Bill Maher, but when he hits the nail on the head, he hits the nail on the head. I'm really glad he said this. Unfortunately, I don't think the audience that he cultivated would actually register any of this. Again, it's embarrassing for me as an American to see so many people, young people, bitch about the slightest, the pettiest fucking first world problem things, and not only bitch about it but want to like change laws and policies and actually want to physically attack people for not agreeing with them. It is so utterly pathetic. It is pathetic, and to me it's embarrassing. It's going to be the downfall of the West. It makes our next generation just look lost and don't understand the world around them, completely ignorant and uneducated about what they actually have. It's just really, really sad. You see the feminism in America. You see the LGBTQ plus in America, and even Black Lives Matter. They never actually advocate for anything really real. It's just first world problem bullshit, like the fake wage gap and manspreading and mansplaining. Like, you know what I mean? I actually saw something on TikTok, and I know it's TikTok, is to be expected, of someone saying a heterosexual relationship is inherently misogynistic. What? So how the fuck are you supposed to have a relationship? Everyone's supposed to just be a lesbian again. I don't know. It's so sad that the younger generation, especially in my generation, millennials, are so desperate to feel like there's some part of some revolutionary, oppressive movement of the world that they can't see the blessings right in front of their freaking faces. And it'll actually make them happier. They seem so mean and so sad and so miserable and angry all the time. If they actually know how to count their blessings and be grateful and thankful for what they have, they would actually be happier. But instead, they just want to pretend that they're living in the most hellhole of the planet, and they're not. It's like they're desperate to be. They want to desperately be oppressed and want to desperately feel like a victim, so they feel like they have something to fight for. Go fight for the women over in the Middle East and in other countries, other Muslim countries, where they might. I'm not saying it's all Muslim countries, by the way. I'm just saying some, that they don't have as equal rights. or other countries, period. Go fight for the illiteracy rate in the black community. Oh, it's just white supremacy, I guess. It's not the culture. It's not because of this fucking teachers and the teachers unions are freaking lazy. It's not because the schools and low-income communities are overcrowded because of the massive immigration that the West has. It's not because of any of those things. When they go tackle for gay rights in other countries where they still get stoned and killed. Again, I'm not saying that America can't be approved, but if we're going to try to fight for improvement, fight for something that's real. All right, let's continue.
If you think America is irredeemable, turn on the news or get a passport and a ticket on one of those sketchy airlines that puts its web address on the plane. There's a reason Afghan mothers are handing their babies to us. And
They don't know whether to agree with that.
Americans right now should take in Afghan refugees into their homes and into their neighborhoods.
They're not going to. They're not going to, especially the ones who advocate for it the most. All right, let's continue.
And I'm sure everyone who just clapped is thinking the same thing. Yes, someone who isn't me should definitely do that. But that doesn't make us the bad guys. We're not the bad guys. Oppression is what we were trying to stop in Afghanistan. We failed, but any immigrant will tell you we've largely succeeded here, and yet the overriding thrust of current woke ideology is that America is rotten to the core, irredeemably racist from the moment it was founded, and so oppressive, sexist, and homophobic, we can't find a host for the Oscars or Jeopardy!
Exactly, he's completely right. America has a bloody past, and we have an ugly history. Almost every single country, if not every country on this planet, has a bloody history, by the way. But America's gets spotlight. But instead of seeing how far we've come and celebrating that and recognizing that and still saying, hey, we can still do better, we pretend that there's been no progress whatsoever. It's like there's literally still actual slaves on this planet. Fight for their rights if you want to fight for anything.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you heard the new Jeopardy guy is out because he said boobies in 2014. And this is where your new Afghani roommates that you took in will prove so valuable because they'll turn to you and say, have you people lost your fucking minds? Have you?
Like most of the immigrants that are in the U.S. now. Not the fresh ones, because like the ones who just got there, they've been told, hey, you vote this way, you stay. The ones who've made a life in the U.S., that's basically what they're saying now. And also I like how he did hit on earlier that, yeah, the people who are applauding for open borders and immigration are the ones who are like, yeah, but not my home. I'm busy. I have to wash my hair or something. People who demonize borders are the ones who have the walls with the barbed wire at the top and multiple security systems with an actual security person and weapons in the back. Yeah, all right, let's continue.
Have you ever heard of honor killings, public beheadings, throwing gay men off of roofs, arranged marriages to minors, state-sanctioned wife beating, female genital mutilation, marriage by capture? Because we have. What's the lesson of Afghanistan? Maybe it's that everyone from the giant dorm room bitch session that is the internet should take a good look at what real oppression looks like. Ask your maid. Ask your Uber driver. Ask the Asian woman giving you a massage. She'll tell you this place is Shangri-La, and not just because she works in a place called Shangri-La.
I mean, I don't think every maid or Uber driver is an immigrant. Like, a lot of them are just like broke, like Americans. Let's continue.
America may not be the country of your faculty lounge and Twitter dreams, but no one here tries to escape by hanging on to an airplane. No, we wait till we're inside the plane to fight. And then only because they cut off the beverage service.
cut off the beverage service or recline the seats, because that happened recently. A big ass fist fight happened on a plane because somebody reclined their seats and maybe reclined it or reclined it too much, but yeah, I get the point. Yeah, you don't see any Americans risking their lives, risking their children's lives, and even risking their child possibly being sexually assaulted to get to another country. That says how much oppression you really have when you're not willing to die to leave it. It blows my mind. People like bitching about it. America constantly refuse to leave. Like, and I'm not even talking about immigrants leaving. I mean Americans. Like, we hate it so bad. Leave. I left 7 years ago, and it wasn't even because I didn't like America. I just wanted to have a different life. I just wanted to see something new. And so, like, it's just, I'm glad he made this video, and I'm glad it's coming from him, because when it comes from a Republican, when it comes from a, you know, a Candace Owens or something like that, she captures her audience, but everyone else ignores her because they just think they labeled her and already dismissed her and threw the whole person away already. You know what I mean? So I'm glad it's coming from him. Again, I don't think most of his audience will all like really walk away and register that, but it's still nice where people online would see that and go, you know what, if he's saying it, I'll listen. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about anything that he said, anything that I said. Please put in the comment section below. More music videos. I know I have been doing, like, I've been away for a while, and I've only done like 2 music videos since then. I've been away for 3 days, not that long. But more of them are coming along. I just really wanted to react to some more videos where I can talk and have a discussion, because these are my favorite ones. Even though I love headbanging, I love music, but I really like having discussions with you guys. Anyway, if you'd like me to react to any more Bill Maher, let me know in the comment section. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. It does help, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, as I already mentioned. I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, subscribe to my travel vlog channel, or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye!